All right, we are the guests of the Suffolk County Film Commission, and Diana Cherry Holmes is our fearless leader. This is a network mixer that happens every year. And thank you, Diana, for having such a beautiful bash.
Oh, thank you. Really, this is our third anniversary of the Suffolk County Film Commission Industry Mixer during the Hamptons International Film Festival. And it's a really great event for filmmakers, folks that work in the film industry, and to just come and talk and meet each other. And
so if you're a student or a seasoned filmmaker,
it doesn't matter.
Well, we want you to make the film in Suffolk County. That's the thing.
Or some of it.
All of it would be nice.
Yeah, okay. We want you to make all of it in Suffolk County.
But it's a resource that is known, but we want to sort of make it really known.
Oh, we have so many great locations. As a matter of fact, a movie premiered last night here in the Suffolk County at the Hamptons International Film Festival. It's called Wonderland by Josh Klausner, and it's 100% shot on the South Fork, east end of Suffolk County. Really beautifully done. I love the film. You know, as soon as it opens in a theater near you, run to see it. It's funny. It just hits all the buttons.
Great locations. You know,
yeah.
From student films, television to major features. You know, The Affair, of course, is shot out here.
The Path, what else? Younger Girls.
They even used the Riverhead Prison.
Oh yeah, that's Orange is the New Black.
And
gosh, who
else?
else?
A lot of private homes that are being used for sets, which are incredible.
Oh yeah, last summer, Rough Night, the film Rough Night, was shot in Southampton. Much of it was shot in Southampton. Oh, Friends from College, the new Netflix program, was shot in part on the North Shore of Long Island, which is also beautiful, a different ambiance, but really wonderful, and in Riverhead, and a house actually that was in the shoot was located in Cold Spring Harbor.
Wow.
Yeah. So
now, the whole thing of it is that people always ask the question, first of all, where do I begin? And we have an exquisite website, right?
Yeah, you look at the website. Just spend a few minutes looking at all the different pages. You don't need to memorize it.
And the website is?
SuffolkCountyFilmCommission.com. I mean, pretty easy. SuffolkCountyFilmCommission.com. It's long. Will take a lot of thumbs.
And if you're a business out here in the county and you want to
Great point. Yeah. If you're a business that located in Suffolk County and you're already working with the film industry, want to work with the film industry, we can list you on our resource vendor list for free. The sign-up form is on the website. It's just pull it off and then email it to me. All of that information is on the website, SuffolkCountyFilmCommission.com, because we would like to provide more business to...
Economic development.
Yeah, let's bring in the money. And these shoots can have high budgets, and they need help. And so let's help them.
Between our Governor Como, and our Suffolk County the county executive, Steve Ballone, they are two of the most film-friendly guys you want to meet.
Yeah.
And, if there's an issue, if there's an impasse that you're having, they will sort of rally the troops to help the production come to be.
Yeah. If you ever need help, if you get yourself into a pickle, just give me a call. We'll be able to serve as a liaison and help you fix whatever needs to be fixed, or, smooth ruffled feathers.
If you have any questions, you can use the website.
Yeah, contact me directly.
To actually contact Diana or any of the other commissioners, and we stand ready to help out, which is basically what we do.
And I reach out Greg is on the film commission, and frankly, if I don't have the answer or I want additional options, I frequently reach out to the film commission members and just big old email, can you help me find a barn? Burned barn. And they will all seriously think about it and respond, and thank you very much for doing that.
This is a wonderful event, and it's something that is part of the Hamptons International Film Festival is benefits from the county every year, and the county believes in the film festival. It's been for 25 years, I think. I think every year the county has been helping out.
Right.
And I think that with filmmakers, it's a fragile thing. You want to be encouraged. It's an art form that we want to encourage in the county, and with people like Diana at the helm, we're really fortunate that she's sensitive to the needs of the artists that make film.
Thank you. We do everything we can, and if there's something that we need to address that we're not, let us know that too.
Absolutely. We're here. It's a beautiful sunny day here out in East Hampton, and we're at the Suffolk County Film Commission Industry Mixer. And being one of the commissioners, as well as being the debt holder on the station here that you're watching, I'm here with the group that handles one of our other favorite film festivals, very near and dear to our hearts, the Hamptons Take Two Film Festival. And I have the principals here, Jackie LaFaro.
Hi, how are you?
Introduce the two ladies on your side.
Okay, I'm Jackie LaFaro, and this is Deborah Cooperstein, a board member, and this is Jamie Hoyt-Wallace, who is also a board member and our marketing person, and I'm the executive director, as you said.
Now this is the 25th year for the Hamptons Film Festival, and you guys are celebrating your
10th year. All docs, all day. We show documentary films.
And let me tell you, it's one of my favorite places to be. I bring my brother, I have to bring my brother, but my wife comes, and I tell you, it is a day, a non-stop. If you love docs, it's the thing to do. Also, you can avail yourself to the different restaurants and coffee shops and, go down all over the place. They have beautiful venues that they show the films at.
It's at Bay Street Theater in Sag Harbor, so it's a very intimate environment.
It is, and with the film festival is honoring Julie Andrews, and she's a principal there at the Bay Street, and you guys really do it well. I mean, you packed houses. Go and get tickets, and to get tickets, you have to go to the website.
You have to go to our website, which is ht2ff.com.
One more time.
ht2ff.com.
Now, a question that always comes up is, especially with the Long Island filmmakers, young and old, they say, geez, how do Hamptons Film Festival has its standards, different things, but you have your standards too, and your timetable to when to submit. Basically, where do they begin if they wanted to submit or be considered
we will open submissions for 2018 in April of 2018. And so it's a process. There's early submissions, regular submissions, and late submissions. And we just notified all the filmmakers October 1, whether they're in or not in. It's a hard email to send.
What's the date of the film festival?
The festival is November 30th to December 4th.
Wow, what a perfect time of year.
We expanded it by one day to 5 days because the Monday is going to be a community day, and it's going to be free and open to the public.
That must be a fun thing to market, don't you think?
Absolutely. And Sag Harbor's a great town to do it in. And this year, because it's our 10th anniversary, I'm going around to the restaurants and trying to get discounts and special things so that we send our filmmakers, and we have a nice cross promotion because the restaurants are good to us, we're good to them, and it's nice to have everybody in town.
It's terrific. Well, we really enjoy it. Remember, it's a Take Two Film Festival, and it's HT2.
The number 2.
Dot.
HT2 FF like filmfestival.com.
.com, not .org.
35 films, 4 days, and the last day is free for the community.
Terrific. So watch it, go to the website, check out what's available, and book your tickets early because they go very, very quick. Thank you, ladies, for being here. Here we are. We have a friend of the Suffolk County Film Commission. He's made a lot of films. He's a very creative guy.
Thank you.
And he wears many, many hats, one of which is the executive director of the Vanderbilt Museum, which happens to be the oldest museum in Suffolk County, more or less, isn't it?
Well, it's Suffolk County's first parkland. And Suffolk County opened the museum in 1950, so we're 66 years. But lately, we've had some major network TV shoots. We've had 3 in the past year, and it promotes the property. It brings revenue into Suffolk County, and I just want the film industry to know that I'm really film friendly. I've talked to a lot of scouts, I've talked to a lot of producers, and one of the problems with working with on-site locations is that the owner of the site or the manager gets a little strange, and I'm the opposite. I do everything I can to make these film shoots successful and easy because we both have the same goal. We want the shoot to do well, and I want the film industry to come out to Suffolk County and especially the Vanderbilt Museum. I had an independent film shoot 2 years ago with Patrick Askin, and actually today is the anniversary of that shoot. And he said he was under a lot of stress that day. He said, but thinking back, he said the stress was tremendous. He said, but he looks back at that day very fondly because everything went well. And I'd like to say that I was a part of making that work for him.
It's wonderful. And on behalf of the Film Commission, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Because people that come out they're under a lot of pressure to make the film and to bring it on the budget and everything. And it's like moving a circus into an area for a short time and then moving out.
Absolutely is.
And a lot of people are fearful that if they allow the film companies in, it's going to disrupt the property or disrupt the day-to-day.
Well, it does have an impact on the property, but I'm honest and straight, and we work out the details beforehand of what we can accommodate, what we can't accommodate. When we're open to the public, I try to promise secrecy, privacy, no social media, and if we're open to the public, I let them know, and I let them know the areas that may be restricted or a challenge. And we did shoot when the public was there this past summer, and we made it work because we planned. And if we work together and work out the logistics and plan, we can overcome those. And I also make sure that what's being done in the shoot is consistent with the museum and doesn't harm the museum. And as long as it's not a permanent change or fixture, we work with the film producer and do what we can to make this come off.
That's lovely. But let me give people what they call a shout out
Okay.
for the Vanderbilt. So if people want more information about the Vanderbilt, which has a planetarium,
Yes.
it has 3 legs to the whole.
Well, we're right on the water. We've been used as Florida, Cuba, water scenes. We have Spanish architecture. We have French rooms. So we have
All that ironwork.
all the ironwork. So we have a lot to offer. We're 43 acres, 10 major buildings. So we have a lot for the film industry to be able to do everything in one shot.
So if they're interested, the
Diversified.
website is?
The website's vanderbiltmuseum.org. Google Vanderbilt Museum.
You'll see all the pictures and everything.
Absolutely.
All right, we're at the 25th Hamptons International Film Festival, and the station's been with the festival from the beginning when it was a meager, tiny community festival. But David and his team, with their exquisite selections, has made this into an unbelievable event. David, thank you for what you do.
Thank you for your support, but I'm going to correct you on one thing, which is that we're still a community event. Sure, there's a lot of international films and a lot of great folks that come out, but what matters to us most is communities. That's what we're here for.
I know, but the title says Hamptons International, and
Yeah.
your films are...
So what that means is we bring international films to the community here, because you know as well as I do, the rest of the year, there's not as wide a variety of films to see. So we're here for the community. We just want to bring interesting films and people to
I know
them.
you're pressed for time.
Yeah.
The selection process must be overwhelming. the amount of films, so that the viewers at home can understand, that are submitted to you in round numbers is about what?
We get a few thousand films submitted to us, and then I go to a lot of festivals. I go to Sundance in Berlin and South by Southwest and Cannes and Toronto, and we look at a lot of films, as do my colleagues. We try to just do what we can to bring the best here.
But you have the best batting average in selecting Academy Award nominees and winners. I mean, I think I counted about 8 in recent years.
We had 7 in a row and 8 of the last 9 years, and 45 Oscar nominations from films in the festival last year. So, you know, things are going well.
And films that normally people would say, I don't think that would make it in my festival, but you took it on, which is terrific. And a lot of people walk around, they get the first crack at it. A lot of, premieres, East Coast premiere or world premieres are done here. And this year, you outdid last year and the year before, and you do it every year. And you start the day after this festival closes, which is, people think, oh, they have the rest of the year off, it's a great job. No, he's at the moment that the festival closes, you're looking and going to festivals and going to interviews.
Absolutely. It's a lot of work between myself and a very big team of people that do it. I mean,
now,
yeah.
The questions that come in about you are you trained, like did you go to film school?
I did. I went to undergraduate film school, graduate school for film studies, and then I taught film history for many years.
Which school was that?
I went undergrad Syracuse and grad school at Boston University.
Excellent, excellent. That's terrific. I know I feel a wince from my son who went to NYU film school, but it's great.
It's a great school.
Those are great schools.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of the future of the industry, what do you suspect? Because early on, I remember we had companies that would provide as a benefit to the young filmmakers. One of the award benefits would be that the title house would have titles on your next feature, on emulsion, on film. And Kodak would provide stock for your next film. And as the years went on, and digital and different types of formats, it sort of changed the shape of what filmmakers use.
Yeah.
Their toolkit has changed.
They still use lights, they still use props, they still use cameras, they still use, location scouting. They still use a lot of that stuff that we provide as well.
Well, I tell you do a great service, and it's a wonderful festival, and we do a lot of different ones, but this one is not only our hometown festival that we enjoy, but from the onset it's really great. And I really appreciate your time. And it wouldn't be the same without saying hello to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And now the people at home had a chance to see that you're
Thank you for your
alive
support.
and well. Thanks a lot.
Very much.
Thank you,
Enjoy
David.
the rest of the
Bye-bye.
festival.
Here it is, the 25th Hamptons International Film Festival. And we're fortunate to have this group of dynamic actors and producers and every imaginable facet of the film industry is right here, right before your eyes.
Here it is.
We have Jerry Parise, who is a terrific guy.
Humbug I am, I don't believe it.
And here to talk about the film Ebenezer. And we have
Joanne Shasha.
Joanne Shasha. And we have Amanda.
Ray Dodson, that's me.
Amanda Ray Dodson, a 3-named
A
actress.
3-namer.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
And Ebenezer, and it's not the Christmas Carol. Not the Christmas Carol Ebenezer. It's a different thing.
Good-looking version of it, though.
So I guess which one of you plays Ebenezer? Let's see.
Humbug, I do, sir.
It's me.
Wait a second.
I do. No, I do.
So you
This is
never
like,
know.
to tell the truth, years ago, this is what we do these days. We actually make believe we know what we're doing. And by the way, I owe him a quarter for all the nice things he said to me. So there you go.
No, not really. No, your reputation is terrific. But give us a little idea about Ebenezer. It's in production now.
Well, it is. Actually, we're really proud that finally, after 3 years of working on it, that we finally are moving forward. So we're starting November 4th for one of the scenes. That's going to be the fall scenes. It goes into the December for some of the Christmas background scenes. And then January. And that's where it really changes tracks. It's different. I can't go into a whole different story.
Don't give it away.
Don't give it away? How could I do that, sir?
Now, is it I know it's shot on Long Island
Yes, all Long Island.
and
we-
Suffolk County.
Yes, it is Suffolk County. And not only that, I'm proud to say that all 4 episodes that are destined for television now will be shot here. And the promise, according to what we understand from our distribution, will be that there will be 4 more and then 13 after that, as long as it keeps going. But you're always going to have this holiday running show now, which we are so proud. And you know, Amanda here plays Sister Fan, who's normally dead, but is back. And of course, Joanne has a key role as well.
So, what brings you to acting?
What brings me to acting? I think what brings anybody acting, it's a passion. Honestly, if anybody asked me if they wanted to do anything else, and if you have any other idea of a career that you want to do, I would say do it. Because if you are not passionate about this career, then it's hard. It's a hard career. So
Now, were you a child actress?
I I started acting in 2nd grade, and I started doing plays and a lot of theater, and then I moved into my school productions and then community theater. And then I just fell in love with the camera stuff. So when I went to college, I learned things behind the camera, and then I really loved it being in front of the camera.
That
so
helps you to know
yeah,
the operation of the
I
camera.
think it's really important to know both aspects of it, because then you understand how it works. You understand continuity and shots and B-roll, and I just think it's important. It's an important aspect to be around.
And you've always wanted to be an actress.
Always, yes.
Always, I could tell. That's the intensity. Very good
Thank
choice.
you.
Very good
Thanks.
I always wanted to be a brain surgeon, but it didn't work out.
well.
I couldn't handle the drills. Which made a
Or the blood.
The blood was all right.
Okay.
You know, but the drills were. I had used the Black and Decker. I didn't realize that they have special drills for those.
Oh,
Right.
many drills. See,
Right.
I wanted to be a practicing gynecologist. I just kept practicing and never went anywhere.
All right, but just hold up on that. I don't want to lose our FCC license.
Yeah.
So you came dangerously close with the. So the future of this thing looks bright.
So far, yeah.
So you said you have distribution. So where would it air, and how can our viewers? You have a
We
website.
have several different. First of all, the website is just brand new now. It's called WoodwardCityProductions.com. It's going up now, and you'll only see some of the information on that.
Okay.
It will not reveal the movie. It can't, obviously. The distribution, we have our choice, thank God. We're looking at Hallmark as a possibility. Warner had been mentioned, and even though 1 or 2 smaller ones have been mentioned, we're considering everybody. Certainly, we also have the option with Amazon at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, nowadays, the distribution with Netflix and Amazon, and it's amazing. I mean, it's limitless.
Streaming. Everything.
Streaming. And,
Yeah, it's
you know,
amazing.
it's terrific. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Parisi, Jerry Parisi, is always a pleasure to touch base with. I know he's a great friend of my brother's, and unfortunately my brother's not here today, so I get to see him.
All right, Ernie, where are you?
I don't know, he's back at the in the laboratory.
There he is, working so hard.
Well, we don't let him out that much, so that's it. But to have a wonderful festival.
Thank you.
And I look forward next year, if you're already out of production and you have something, I'd love to see the...
Well, we'll invite you to our Millionaire Acres, and you'll just be there with us.
Absolutely. Millionaire Acres. Out where I live is Thousandaire Acres, I
Well,
think.
there you go. At least it's something. Everybody's got to aspire to something.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you. Enjoy the festival. Have a great day, ladies.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck with your career.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, and I'm Jerry Parisi from the Cute and Lovable station.
And I'm Jerry Lewis, in honor of Jerry, who died this year. right, here we are at the Hamptons International Film Festival. I'm here with my attorneys. Both of these fellows are my attorneys. Right here. Jerry Garcia.
We're practicing, and we're practicing how to pronounce our names.
Our names.
Yeah.
And this is Jerry Garcia. We changed his name to Jerry Garcia. You know, the rumors of your death were really dreadful, but
totally cool, man.
you know, it's cool. But we're here. We're all deadheads, and we're proud of it.
At heart.
But we're here to talk about The Misogynist here at the 25th anniversary of the Hamptons Film Festival.
Yeah.
And they said it couldn't last 25
Who
years.
said that?
I don't know.
We
Somebody
didn't say
did.
that.
Alec Baldwin. It's probably like Billy Baldwin said that, or because he was
Billy,
jealous because his
maybe,
brother
yeah.
was making
His
things
brother's
happen.
doing it.
He
His
was
brother's
like,
very helpful to the festival.
Never gonna last.
But The Misogynist, and you guys are...
We are misogynists ourselves.
You are.
Right.
So we're making a autobiography here because. And I'm just relieved because we've had to turn down so many female reporters who wanted to talk to us. We only want to talk to men. This movie is about the clandestine locker room conversations that men have.
That's
the
correct.
kind of conversations that we know we're being recorded now, so we can monitor what we say. But if the cameras weren't on and we were talking off the record,
It would be
we
really-
might say things that are seemingly misogynistic in our own world. But it's also kind of a
that's
taboo.
man talk,
It's
right?
man talk, and
It's
women
locker
have
room
it too.
talk. Locker
And we
room
delve into that a little bit in this movie.
Right.
But it's also is misogyny based in language in a surreptitious secret conversation? Is that real misogyny? That's just wordplay. It's just people having a good time.
But
It's
isn't
people talking.
it more like male bonding? At
Absolutely,
A
there's a
very
part of that
it's
too.
like locker room
know?
talk at the
And also
Hamptons.
suppressed homosexuality. So many different things.
That's
that are
right. Not
part
that
of
there's anything
There's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong with that.
know?
Suppressed homosexuality. There is something wrong with it.
Yeah.
If
We
you're
prefer
get it
overt
out.
Yeah, you have to get it out.
Get it
right.
out.
Get it out.
Consensually
Right,
get
yes.
it out.
You know,
Of
you
course,
have to get
of
it out.
course.
Yeah,
You know, you have to fly as high as you can fly.
Depends
you know
on
what
which
I mean?
country you're in, of course. But here you need to
Right.
make sure you
Right.
get
Let it all hang out.
Let it all hang
Yeah.
out. And what brought you to this wonderful movie?
In terms of making the movie,
Yeah.
after the election, there were so many emotions going on that night, and I was confused and scared. And I tend to write when I'm emotionally fraught, so I write a lot because I'm constantly kind of in turmoil emotionally. So I write for therapy. I write, and I wanted to make a film that was timely and zeitgeisty. And I showed it to Block, and he loved it. I wrote one of the roles for him, and then we're trying to get films made with a low amount of money and with a high amount of talent,
Right.
and we achieved that. I think.
I think you did. I think you did. It's a beautiful movie. The buzz is on the street, and it's a topic.
really?
It is.
Okay,
No,
good.
he's just saying that to be nice,
Okay,
but there
but
is
I mean,
there's
No,
a-
actually-
one person on the street I think really liked it, but he
Yeah,
also
they were-
No, I was-
but he's also
but
got
they're-
he's got a heart thing that he kept
And he's related. to us.
That's right. He's definitely related to you, but we can't say that.
For sure.
And we had that misogynistic conversation we had before the camera was on was terrific.
when the
But you
camera
were
was
recording
on,
that.
off. He
Oh,
was
off.
we thought it was off.
Because remember those dumb bitches, what they were trying to do? I'm messing around. It's a joke. I'm saying, obviously, you won't. But see, it's funny. And the movie also says, if you laugh at this, are you normalizing the laughter? Are you
You're
also,
just nervously laughing.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
sort of-
that's right. But there's genuinely funny. It's just like the race joke. It's not. It is. There's funny. The taboo is funny at the end of the day. And if it's where your heart is. If your heart's in the right place, you can have a
No,
fun
but do you
joke
really believe
amongst
that
friends.
we've become a lot more sensitive, a lot more restrictive? Of course we have, right?
We have, and this movie is over. And I think people voted for Trump as a response to that. It was like it's almost just like quit trying to monitor and tell us what to say, what to do, how to think.
Right.
And Trump went against that.
In a sense, maybe the left went too far, and then now we have this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Trump. I mean,
too
liberals
far.
created Trump. It wasn't just people who voted for Trump. The voting for Trump was a reaction to how the liberal policies, I think, social policies or social etiquette has gotten kind of out of control.
Right.
The most
There
preserved
was-
right we have is freedom of speech. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like sticks and stones at the end of the day.
And certainly in humor, where we cross the line
yeah.
all the time.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean,
That's a
if
good
you
point.
looked at it, I mean, if you told a joke and a lawyer was present, you'd be in deep stuff because my God, you violated, your coworker's, space, or you said something really that was awful.
Yeah.
But nowadays you have to be very careful.
Of course,
And,
right.
Well, even the title of this movie, when Warner wrote the movie, it was the working title, The Misogynist, and we loved it, and we wanted to make it, and then there was a movement, a campaign within the production team to change the name. And we really fought for it because they thought it would turn people off or they wouldn't understand it. It's like it has to be called that. And luckily
I think it did
we
the
kept
reverse because people are
Good.
captivated.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And I
that's
think
good.
you're going to single-handedly bring that whole thing back, which is.
But you see that?
Well, yeah. Hopefully there'll be more where people can say the dirty jokes and talk about women's skirts and breasts and at work like they used to be able to without getting in trouble. I'm kidding.
Like
That's
Archie
good. Those
Bunker.
days are gone. It's
Like
good.
Archie.
Those. Yeah. Well, Archie Bunker. Yeah. If you watch that show now, All in the Family now, it's so insanely insanely funny now. The performances are amazing. The writing is so racist.
My mother used to not let me watch that show
because it was so racist.
Well, she just thought it was offensive, and she said you're not allowed to watch it. And I was 8 or whatever.
It was, but then you had Sammy Davis giving Archie a kiss, and
and you also had the point of view of like the Jeffersons across the street. So you had the other point of views who would he would show how obnoxious his conservative behavior was, and people were always challenging him. Rob Reiner, who was here this weekend, playing Meathead, right? Like, and he was the liberal, he was the hippy dippy Polish guy who was like antithetical to his political views, and it was wonderful because you got to see.
President Trump calls him a meathead to this day.
Right? Yeah. Funny. Calls Rob Reiner that, or
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Reiner's great. What is he? He's doing he's premiering a movie here, or U.S. premiere of LBJ, right? I mean, Rob Reiner's made some of the. You only have to make one great movie to be, I think, just to be a great director. And Rob Reiner's directed Stand by Me, Harry Met Sally, Misery, so many great movies.
I know.
Cameo and
Spinal Tap. Gee, he directed Spinal Tap.
He directed Spinal
Tap. Oh my God!
And it must have been amazing being growing up in that household with his dad and all.
Yeah, right. Oh my God! Of course. I mean, Carl Reiner. The Dick Van Dyke Show still to this day.
Absolutely.
The writing and comedic timing of that movie is just it's beautiful.
It's great.
And it's funny because this is your brother is here somewhere, right? Who works with you, and like Carl Reiner, they talk about like Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks being really, really close friends.
Yeah,
to
like
this
brother.
Day. They call each other every night, like they see
have
each
dinner
other
together.
Are you and your brother close like that?
Actually, no, I can't stand them. But legally, we have to be together.
I mean,
we both have the license for the station, so we have to be nice to each other because the FCC says that we have to.
It's regulations.
Regulations.
Well, I have to wrap up because you guys are delightful.
Oh, you're delightful.
I could have misogynistic conversations with you forever.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Look at that
girl's
oh
tits.
my God!
I mean, see, it's the kind of thing that if you were to leak, it would be.
Jerry Garcia. I think
This is all just it is just if girls were here doing this, talking about look at that bulge in his crotch, people would be. It's come on, it's just we're talking about the body.
Look at that guy's bulge.
Look at that guy's bulge. Look at those girls' tits, and we're talking about the body. And it's like, we can't say these things. Obviously, can you beat these out and put these on TV?
I would have to because if not, we'd lose our license.
Oh. It's a good interview.
But misogyny can be funny. But it's like this movie is also who's a misogynist. It's not just men, straight men. It's also liberal women. It's also prostitutes. Like what
bellhops.
Everybody has the.
Well, go see it. Misogynist the movie. Catch it near you. So we're fortunate to have here at the Hamptons International Film Festival 25th years, the silver anniversary. Nice. You were mere youngsters.
Special year, right?
I was
a toddler.
Yeah. And I was like probably I don't know, in the army. But anyway, Cootie and Cheeky, the two unusual names, of which I tell you, since they're not copyrighted, my brother and I are going to use them. We're going to get rid of Greg and Ernie. We're going to be Cootie and Cheeky.
Greg and Ernie's dope too, though.
No, I don't know.
I like that.
It only can go so far, World premiere documentary USA, 88 minutes, the first to do it. And we always thought about, Jackie Robinson was the first, and, President Obama was the first, and James Brown was the first. Hardest working man in show business, I might add. But you guys did this movie, and it's really a story, inspirational story that had to be told. And how did you get into this? First of all, are you friends, lifelong friends, and filmmakers for a long time that you kind of got into this, or basketball players, or?
Well, I'm born and raised in Chicago, and I just fell in love with film, like shooting. So I had a camera, and I started shooting this artist Kanye West, and I said I'm gonna do a Hoop Dreams on Kanye, and come to find out he wound up moving to New York, and then I moved to New York, and then they wanted to do it You Hear It First on MTV, and when I went there to help produce that, they was like, we want you to meet all the cool people at MTV. They brought me down to Chike. Yeah, and we had been doing a lot of music videos at first, but then we ended up doing, and this is mainly him being from Chicago, we did a 30 for 30 called Benji, about a basketball player out of Chicago in 1984 that was shot and killed before his first game going into his senior year in high school. And so off of the backs of that film, we started having a lot of people coming to us, especially sports films related. We ended up doing a Muhammad Ali doc after that we won an NAACP Image Award for. Wow. But during that interim between the Benji and the Ali film,
that's when this film came to us, and he can really tell you because he got the first call about this project.
My friend Donnie Kursky out of Chicago, who is like best friends with Juwan Howard, ran into Coach Poore at West Virginia State. And Coach Poore came up to him and said, "You know the first person to play in the NBA?" And he like, "Dang, I don't know that. Who is it?" He was like, "Earl Lloyd, and he's alive." So right away, and he's alive. So right away they called me. And they asked me the question. I'm like, I don't know who. They told me. I'm like, oh, I called Chike. Who the first? He didn't know. So, it was destined to tell this man's story,
Did he reveal what his pay was at that time?
Actually, it's in the story, too. He said it wasn't that much, but it felt like a lot to him at the time, actually.
Right.
Then, so much where...
With the Nike contract.
Those didn't exist. No, those didn't
I'm pretty
exist.
sure Coca-Cola and those things.
Yeah, no, those didn't exist. Those didn't exist.
I think Converse, though. I think they did wear Converse.
Right, but they might just really been wearing Converse. They was probably paying for their Converse.
Right.
And the original uniforms in basketball were horrible with those, those shorts.
Tight shorts.
Not exactly the most attractive.
Daisy Dukes.
Right. Daisy Dukes. It's unbelievable. But that's amazing. But, and it's something that really should be asked. Like, who's the first?
Absolutely, especially when you paved the way for so many people to have an opportunity to have luxurious careers.
Yeah.
I think that when you're a part of that, just like within hip hop or with anything that you're the first of, when you open the doors up for other people to be able to participate in, you should always be the first person that comes out of their mouth as far as paying some homage to.
I know a lot about being a pioneer. And there's a definition of a pioneer. You know what a pioneer is?
Yeah.
He's a guy that has all the arrows on his back. The first guy to go into territory, they just haul off and they just ice you.
Yeah.
And it's not a pleasant thing, but he actually broke the way, like Jackie Robinson broke the way for everybody else to follow.
Exactly,
He held the door open. There are other people that climb the ladder of success and they pull it up after themselves.
Right.
But this guy didn't. He didn't do it for the glory or for the money.
Absolutely.
He just did it for the sport, which is admirable. Today, is he bitter? Is he satisfied with his life today? Or
with the moments that we got to interact with him when we were shooting the film, you got the sense of he was very content. He's a very humble guy. I think he cherishes the little things, family. He was able to see change, and then he was able to see there being not so much change. So, I think what might have affected him more was seeing the lack of progress that we see today. I know that affected him.
Sure.
But I think also seeing Obama was amazing as well.
Absolutely.
So he kind of was a two-sided, double-edged sword.
Absolutely.
I
I know one thing that he said that segregation served him well, because he said we lost a part of our community when that happened. It just wasn't done the right way. His wife Charlotte, she says it better. She said, she says, we did it, but it just wasn't done properly.
Right. She says it very eloquently, better than I can actually say it.
Exactly.
But
you'll see it in the movie.
Well, it's true because, going through that point in history, it was, we had a movie quite a few years ago, and it was about World War II, and it was a black detail of Army people that were in combat, and they actually fought in Germany, and now they come back and they're on the trains, and they come back to their hometown down south, and the German POWs had it better than they did coming back to their own town.
It's crazy.
They had they wanted coffee or something. They had to go around in the back of the shop, and they just fought for freedom.
Right.
And the people that the Nazis, the prisoners of war, were being treated like kings. They were eating pancakes and having everything. And these guys couldn't have anything. But it was typical of the fact of how the nation, where you love the country, you love the nation, and you want to do your best for your own pride, your family, and it's not. There's no reciprocal.
It's not reciprocated. Absolutely.
But the key is not to be defeated because of that.
Exactly.
Because the moment you give in to that, you're just like they are.
Exactly. And it's like people want to see you bitter. They want that. That becomes that's what they want from you. And if you don't give them that, then people really focus on the real issue.
Then they win.
Yeah.
Then they win.
Exactly.
In a stadium filled with white fans, coaches, players, and announcers, they called this black man's name. With jazz in his stride, he broke through the color lines, broke through the cage of segregation. He stood in the eye of racism's storm and took on the hate that he was facing. 1950, the turn of the century, a decade after the Great Depression, and this first step echoed throughout the world, the nation. Outside the arena, strange fruit would hang from trees. At certain times you could smell death that was carried by the breeze. You were either living Jim Crow's nightmare or the great American dream. But through marches and sit-ins, equality was slowly being found in the streets and the Supreme Court. In the meantime, Earl played on despite being refused by hotels, restaurants, and other teams when they visited those sundown towns. His battle was fought on the court. Guided by strength and will, loved by many, his strength you could feel. That's why he was first. The NBA's first black player, the first black champ. He was first, before Bill Russell, before Will Chamberlain, before Oscar Robertson, Dr. J, before Kareem the Magic, before Jordan, before Kobe, before LeBron, before Durant and Rose. Amazed millions with moves that they practice and rehearse. Chuck Cooper, Sweetwater Clifton, and Earl Lloyd were the first to be chosen. They paved the way for future hoop dreams to become a reality. Their first steps became golden.
All right, we're here.
That's just that.
We're here with the principals of Wonderland. These guys, I mean, they're the keystone. They're the foundation, the bedrock of Wonderland. I'm going to have them introduce them instead of me mangling their names. But Wonderland, the motion picture, winner of the Suffolk County Next Exposure Grant, which is a very prestigious thing.
Yeah.
That's money, man.
It was super touching because we filmed the whole movie here in the Hamptons, and it's about the Hamptons. It's about a side of the Hamptons that I think maybe just the summer crowd doesn't always see, but that it has a lot of inside jokes for the people who live out here, but hopefully it's also kind of a love letter to how individualistic the people who live out here are.
And you found that if we were doing a science, like if this was the Science Channel, and we were trying to look at the...
Wait, this is in the Science Channel?
No, it's not. It's far from it. We're devoid of anything logical or intellectual. But like if we were saying, we're observing the male of the species here on the eastern end of Long Island, your film kind of sort of brings to light, even living here, say, wow, that's pretty interesting the way you brought that whole thing together, about the way you filmed it. You really captured the essence of it.
Oh, thank you.
What brought you to the project? What in essence?
Well, for me, I've lived out here in the on and off season for about 13 years. We have a place in Sagaponack that we've had for a long, long time. And when I set out to first of all, I just love the community and all the different people I meet out here. It's no accident.
And you're not just saying that.
No, well, some I don't love, but some I do. But it's no accident that a lot of artists and writers settle out here, because it's really a place for people who go to the beat of their own drummer, I feel like, in a big way. And so I found that very inspiring. And then truthfully, I was doing a movie on a very small budget, and I would not be having car crashes or my other animation effects that I would usually have, which I've had as a studio writer. And I have a friend, Harry Ledlow, who owns a corn maze.
That siren in the back is special effects, right?
Yeah. I would have used that. I would have found a way to use that, believe me.
We're using right now.
But, I had a friend who has a corn maze who let me use it. I have friends who let the cast and crew stay with us. To shoot a sunrise on the beach in the Hamptons is one of the most beautiful and cheapest special effects you could ever have in the world. And so I knew I had all these incredible resources and locations, and there
Now, what time of year did you shoot?
Right around now.
Wow.
Yeah. No, a year ago. We didn't just shoot it.
We just
right.
shot it.
That's a Polaroid,
Quick
digital
production.
Polaroid thing. It's a new feature. That
Like,
they've
yeah,
got.
it's on an app. It's an iPhone.
It's an actual iPhone. And how did you guys get together, collaborate?
Well, I mean, I'm the lead of the film, and basically just through auditioning. Like Josh, I know auditioned a lot of people with Avi Kaufman, and they.
You were a perfect fit.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Well, like I think my wife, yeah.
I mean, the movie lives or dies based on him.
Right.
And for, it lives because of him.
Yeah, thank God. Like, yeah, if it died, it would have been bad.
No, when I set out to make it, Avi Kaufman, who's a big New York casting person, and I decided, because we could, that it would just be cast with the right people. We saw over 50 people for the role of Alex, which is not what usually happens with a lead actor in a movie, and we found the best person. And that was wonderful.
I mean, he has a good comedic sense, he's dramatic sense, very good. And I think that they're really laying it
Good
on
looking
with the
for me.
special
Sorry,
effects.
guys, I gotta get
By the way,
out of here.
this is so Wonderland-like, what's happening right now.
I know.
It fits in perfectly with the feeling.
And that has nothing to do with that armed robbery.
Yeah,
you did
I
the
didn't
other
do it.
night,
I didn't do it.
The big jewelry heist that you'll read about tomorrow in the East Hampton
paper,
Patch.
like,
As you pan back, there's a beautiful
Yeah,
necklace
just got a nice,
somewhere,
rings on, just holding a bag of money.
I couldn't resist, That was
Everybody
the
was distracted by the festival. It was the perfect time.
That's right. You didn't notice, but it was like I couldn't resist, and that was the thing that they got me on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Damn
I'm getting
paparazzi.
all these stories about you, from the dentistry to the secret
Yeah, that's
live.
something.
Yeah.
Well, thank God I don't lie. Do I lie that much? But the future. What do you guys? Are you going to collaborate on another piece? Are you going to do?
Oh, that would be so
I'd
fun.
love to. Yeah, I mean that was one thing I had just the time of my life out here actually, and like Josh
you
was
should.
amazing,
I
and
mean,
like it was the best time of my life.
It's something that I don't know if it's episodic, but you can do.
Well, it's
keep on wondering.
Yeah,
wondering.
people have mentioned ways it could veer off, but the movies that I love are actually movies where we feel like at the end of the movie, the great adventure that character is going to have is going to take place when the movie ends. And I feel like that with this main character, that he's gone through this journey, but kind of the exciting adventure he's going to go on in life is about to take place as we leave.
Starting.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's great having you guys here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Now, once
so much.
again, for the boys and girls at home, let me have your names. I know the lower thirds are there. Most
Oh,
people that we have, our viewers, some of them read.
Yeah, that's occasionally. Like,
thing, right?
it's nice. Like
But for the ones that don't,
Tate Ellington. Yeah.
Josh Klausner.
and actor and producer, director,
Writer.
Yeah, more
Music
writer,
supervisor, like-
writer, director, and I wrote the songs in the
chief
movie.
of security.
Yeah,
Chief of
also,
security.
yeah, like
And
hotel, like provider.
hotelier of the casting crew.
Hotelier, right. Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, and thank you so much for the honor too.
Yeah,
of,
Oh,
thanks for that.
being
Yeah,
here.
appreciate
the
it.
honor
Thank
is
you.
all mine, I always say.
Okay.
I have the pleasure of being with the principals here of a wonderful movie, After Louis, terrific movie, and I have the director, Vincent Gagliostro. Nice to so we should say Vincenzo Gagliostro.
You could do that. My mom would be very happy.
Okay, we want to make your ma happy.
Yeah, always.
And I have also the producer, the lady who's really signs off on all of the purchases. Well, there's a plane flying above here. It's a World War II propeller plane. So either they're filming 1942 all over again here in the East End. Right. We're trying to encourage filmmaking here on the East End, so we don't know what's happening above us. But the producer is Lauren Belfer. And Lauren, we'll start with you. What got you into doing this beautiful movie? It's such a compelling story, and you have the benefit of this incredible actor, Alan Cummings.
I have the pleasure of having come on before Alan was attached, actually. Just the story itself and Vincent's project really compelled me from the very beginning. My producing partner, Bryce Reininger, had been working with Vincent for a while to develop the film and the script. and they reached a point where they were feeling really confident where they had brought it, and shared it with me and asked me to come on board, and I sort of jumped on to help with the fundraising and the casting process and really bringing it into production.
Great collaboration.
Yes, it's all about collaboration.
It's been a real labor of love for us, I think, for the past few years.
For the people at home, and not to give everything away, not that the plot is interesting, but the people at home are not going to be hanging at the edge of their seats because it's a story that is compelling. But for the people at home, just a thumbnail sketch.
A thumbnail sketch, sure. It's a film that looks at how gay men are living today in New York City, and but using 3 generations of gay men, myself, younger and slightly older, and through the lens of their shared experiences of loss and discovery. Obviously, the young person's kind of discoveries, and all, Alan's character Sam, what he's discovering through, his, talking to the younger generation, and even discovering through his working through his own loss. So,
sort of and sort of how each generation has interacted with the AIDS crisis in New York.
Absolutely, and living through that time historically, it was catastrophic. I mean, it was something that friends were dying a couple every week, and the government really didn't step up to doing it.
Right, and that's why ACT UP had to come into being, and I'm proud to say I was one of the original members of ACT UP, and so was the character of Alan in the film, and
And moving to today, where you have legalized marriages and the issues where I remember friends that one would be dying and he had his partner, he couldn't go see his partner in the hospital.
Yeah, sure.
Because legally he was not connected, and the family was very cruel in keeping them separated at the last moments, although the person who was dying requested his friend, his partner, to be with them. And it was awful. And people that have homes out here in the States, in which 2 partners had for years, when one died, they would sort of have no legal grounds to continue. They would lose them.
Yeah, they would lose them. Well, that look at today. We have a chance. Right now we're all at risk of losing all of that again, given the current White House, and especially the current recent of the last 2 days assault on women's reproductive rights once again. And as Sinead O'Connor said in a line, these are dangerous days, my friend. And so it's really, I feel very lucky that I was able to make a film that is very frank and uncompromising in its form and uncompromising in its subject, and to have producers like Lauren willing to take a risk, and to get on this kind of ship with me, and the actors and everybody that got in, every single person down to the 4th or 5th PA, was just so up to and into what I was doing that it was such a humbling experience that
well, it shows. It shows it was a product that was done with love and attention and artistry.
Thank you.
And through your message, through the film, I mean your art form is film, it reaches people that have no idea that this is happening, that no idea that there's that much pain involved. There's no idea that, well, to not overlook rights or to say, well, yeah, this is done, we don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the first step in losing rights completely.
Sure, I mean, it applies to everybody. It's not about gay, about applying to gay men. I mean, these are just, the same health issues that we faced back in the early days are the same health issues that really everybody faced then and continue to face with regards to issues of insurance and rights and things like. It's just kind of unfortunately it's a never-ending circle.
It is. Well, I want people to see it. The New York premiere, Narrative USA, and it's 100 minutes. A wonderful way to spend 100 minutes. Very compelling. It'll make you think.
And it'll make you laugh.
It'll make
There's
you laugh.
a lot of humor in it.
Make you laugh.
Maybe cry too.
And cry.
But it's definitely worth a look. And After Louis, is there a website that they can get more information?
AfterLouis.com.
How simple is that? AfterLouis.com.
Yeah.
We'll all be following Louis.
Okay,
We're going to go
thank
after
you.
Louis because this is really something.
We hope you do.
And thanks for
Sure,
being here.
it was a
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for putting up
Thank
with us.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, dear.
It was the Friday night Memorial Day weekend, 1980. I'd gone out to the Spike, premier New York leather bar of the era. I found out I was gay one night on the walk home from Saks. And I was just trying to get home. I had, however, a couple of minutes earlier picked up a dirty blonde juvenile delinquent, real Stanley Kowalski type. We didn't do more than kiss and touch, but I had an instantaneous orgasm. Anyway, Louis was dead. I had first met Louis in Rome in the summer of 1969 in the Piazza Navona. First time I saw Louis in New York, I immediately remembered him. For a year or so, I kept it to myself. And he, I could tell, didn't remember. Finally, I told him, en route to the Spike. He wasn't put off as I might have been, and may have been flattered. It wasn't a big reaction, but it was for me one of those supercharged, life is really something moments. We talked for an hour or so, that was that. But I never forgot it.
Give me more than one caress. Satisfy this hungriness.
Well, we had an exciting day here at the Hamptons International Film Festival. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.